named this video UnReal Moon and UnReal Hassan because there is some similarity. Basically what I want to do in this video is talk about some of my spiritual experiences, but I want to make comparison to something else that's very familiar and we take it for granted, like the moon. But the moon is not really what it looks to be, a natural satellite of Earth. There is nothing natural about moon. It's an artificial satellite, and the reason that we took it for granted and we thought, many poets, they use moon as a prop in their poetry to talk about their lover or the favorite girl, but there have been studies of the moon, and there have been missions to the moon, and everything points to moon being an artificial satellite, and it's nothing natural about it. Well, on the second part of the video, on the latter part of it, I will talk about the same thing, that your own self, or in this case myself, we take ourselves so nonchalantly and think nothing of it, because it's a familiar person. It's a person that I have been with all my life, but this person is just like the moon, is so strange and so complex. And the reason I took it for granted or take myself as ordinary is because I didn't know myself very well. And there is a sentence attributed to Imam Ali, and he says that you think that you are an insignificant creature, but all of the universe is wrapped up in you. So there are some spiritual experiences that they are not very well known, but they are there, and they point to a deeper level in people. Well, let's start with the moon. And after the Apollo missions, a lot of the moon rock and samples of the moon dust were transferred to us on the Earth, and then they had to study these rocks and their composition, and their composition is extremely weird. It looks like there is a very high concentration of titanium, and also other processed metals like neptunium and other metals or uranium that are only found in the nuclear reactors rods waste. They're not natural in the natural world, that you can't find those substances. So actually a lot of the moon material on the surface was made produced synthetically somewhere in the universe, and there is like tungsten and other metals that are very good refractory metals, and so the surface of the moon would look like somebody was trying to make something like a spaceship or airplane that has a lot of resistance to heat transfer, and it's also shows that it's not natural, it's very synthetic. In fact, the way it's built, one can reason that the moon didn't develop naturally anywhere in the universe, because when a planetoid forms, the heavier elements will initially migrate to its core, and they have found out that based on the mass and the volume, that the moon might have a lot of hollow parts to it. In fact, the density of it is like 3 times the high that of water, whereas the Earth is 6 times. So, and then there is the seismic studies. So there is a lot of indication that the moon is not a natural planetoid, and there's also a lot of anomalies on the moon pointing to much earlier civilizations. And I was watching the Apollo 20 mission. There has been other humanoid ventures to the moon. I don't know where they came from, the galaxy or from the Milky Way. Moon is not natural. It's an unnatural satellite that was parked there. Well, there were some pictures from the back of the moon in the dark side, and what it looks like exhaust of well, you could say it's craters, but the craters, they look like the back of the rocket. I don't know. There is a lot of research that's on the YouTube, studies by Hoagland, but also NASA represses a lot of these discoveries. Anyhow, this is something that's out there. Then what I wanted to say is that I've had many spiritual experiences, and the experiences point out to the fact that I have a soul, and this soul shows up as like a reflection or as an image of a younger or more refined version of myself. And my sentiment is that this ghost or this soul or this persona is the real Hassan. It is the rest that you see is like a front. It's just like the moon, just like I named this video UnReal Moon and UnReal Hassan. We all have deeper levels, and what shows up on the surface is not really what you should take it to be. I think that the Imam Ali was referring to these higher selves that we all possess, and well, your own self is the easiest object or easier thing to study than anything else in the universe, because of just proximity, because of where you are at, and you can see this person at all times. So naturally, a psychic or a medium like me would study this person and this ghost more than any other ghost or any other entity. Well, in the ancient times, the Egyptians, they had a religion that they worshipped their ancestors, but that's secondary, because the ghosts of the family or the departed are secondary to your own ghost, to your own soul. And study your own soul is easier than studying them. Anyhow, my experience is that when one communes with one's own soul, there's a feeling of serenity and peace, and these ideas, they can be found almost everywhere in old religions. Well, I was looking at the movie Passion of the Christ, and it seemed that he was talking to a young version of himself, like a young man with a blue hue, before he told him that he's going to get betrayed. This is in the Passion of Christ, the movie, and I think that you can see the vestiges of these ideas in Christianity and the concept of Trinity, that the physical body is considered as the sun, the soul is like the Father, and then this soul has higher levels too. It's like a nested Russian doll. But you can see the vestiges of these ideas in Islam too. But Muslims, they really don't like talking about this because it conflicts with the concept of Tawheed, which is like unity of God, which is just a whole different concept. But when Prophet Muhammad was meditating in the cave, at some point he had this experience that an angel visited him, or his higher self. At other epochs or times in the Islamic history and in Sufism, this soul or higher self is depicted as Yar. Yar means friend, or Hamdan means companion. And the Sufi master refers to the soul as Sagi. Sagi means like a barmaid, because in old Iran, like when the people wanted to get drunk or party, they would like sit in a circle. They didn't use chairs like Westerners. So anyhow, it was a party, and Sagi, the pretty girl, would come around with a chalice of wine, and they each had a cup, and she would go around, and she would give each a little bit of wine. And then it would take a little time for her to come around again. You wouldn't get a cup of wine right away, so you would, she went around several rounds, you would get slowly drunk. But hey, these two concepts with the UnReal Moon and UnReal Hassan, they have a lot of similarities. It's really interesting. I would like to put my psychic or spiritual experiences in a format that doesn't conflict with people's rational way of thinking, and I'm not don't become famous as a lunatic. But hey, we'll go over some of these ideas, and I am still studying up on the moon and all the interesting phenomena. I wonder who brought the moon and parked it in the orbit of Earth. What civilization had such technology? And then I wonder how there's really two parts to a person. What was the whole idea or purpose behind it? Well, thank you for being my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, and my stuff, my videos are, I don't know, they are exceptional. This material you'll have hard time finding on the internet, almost anywhere. Well, I won't say anything about the older religions or Sufism, but in this format, these ideas are pretty novel. And yeah, thank you. Please leave comments. Thanks.